Hi everybody, welcome. Step right in and let's chat. We are sticking to the previous week's format with a general royal chat and ending with commentary on the latest on Harry and Meghan. Next week we'll delve into some more serious stuff of which I'm still tossing coins as to what I should leave in and what I should take out. But hopefully by Monday I will have some clarity on that. For now, let's just share opinions and carry on. I have a few technical issues though. My laptop needs repairing, my cell phone is falling apart, and my microphone had fallen over once too many. At least a new cell phone is on its way all the way from my daughter in Canada, so we'll just carry on and do the best we can. It will all sort itself out eventually. I never intended to have a professional studio anyway. Okay, guys, I see I got a little backlash for my opinion on the perpetual hugging, what appears to be the new trend among the royals, the not-so-royals, and many celebrities. This time, the backlash came from social media and mainstream media alike, with little fluff articles singing the praises of the warmth of the hugs between the King and the New Zealand women's rugby team. Well, I have not changed my opinion. I'm not in favour of hugging everybody. Only 2.5, 3 years ago, we could not even visit close family. We had to stand 2 meters apart in grocery stores. And now, all of a sudden, it's okay to hug everybody and their dog? Talk about the rich and famous. Don't tell me you have not watched some rich or famous guy or gal hugging someone and thought, oops, that hug was a little too long, little too intimate. Only recently, we saw the prime example of what can go wrong when someone gets too close and too familiar with a virtual stranger. And yes, I'm talking about Meghan Markle and the Vice President of Colombia's husband. As for the King, yes, I am not a huge fan. But I do not want him to catch anything like COVID or flu or tonsillitis or some other itis which could kill a man in his 70s with cancer. I am really rooting for him to carry on until Catherine is at least well enough to resume most of her duties again. I love William, but William without Catherine is like pizza without cheese. Everything else is there, but it just is not pizza. I really wish for William and Catherine to have a few more years before they buckle down to the rigidity of being king and queen. So if I was Camilla, I would have told my husband to keep his hands in his pockets and to stop hugging other women. Not because she's nasty, but for the sake of his health. For the very same reason, I'm not too excited about Charles and Camilla's visit to Australia and Samoa. I believe their 2-day visit to New Zealand has been cancelled. Look, I absolutely understand why Charles feels the need to visit Australia. Yes, he is the head of state after all, and he has not been to the country since he became king, and has not been since, I think, 2018 to open the Commonwealth Games. And that, my dears, is like 6 years ago. The visit had been slimmed down considerably, with them spending only 4 days in Australia and 3 in Samoa, where Charles will preside over the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. A Buckingham Palace spokesperson said that they had to make some difficult decisions about the itinerary and that the logistics of the tour had been scaled back on medical advice. There will be no night engagements either, and in Australia, King Charles and Camilla will only visit Sydney and Canberra. Guys, call me what you want. I know the media is telling us Charles is doing well on his treatment, but I'm worried. I am much younger, and despite my colon and stress-related issues, much healthier than the King. And the flight to Canada took a hefty toll on me. I would rather not imagine the toll it would take on a 76-year-old with the health issues Charles have. A nearly 22-hour flight is indeed a long haul, regardless of what kind of help and service you have. And I hate stating a negative like that, but facts are facts, and with cancer we all know things can go wrong very fast. On the one hand, I'm glad Charles is carrying on as best he can. Being active and distracted is likely for the best, but on the other hand, maybe he should stick to lighter duties in England. Okay, moving on. I got an interesting tidbit. Remember me being sarcastic about a newspaper headline or byline the other day which stated that Harry has no access from Buckingham Palace phones, or at least 2 Buckingham Palace phones or something like that? Well, a birdie told me that regardless of the stupid title to the article, it is indeed not far wrong, because although he does not work from Buckingham Palace, he knows somebody who does, and from what he heard, it is in fact true. Harry is not allowed to phone any of his father's officers or staff at Buckingham Palace anymore, nor will King Charles take a call from Harry while at Buckingham Palace. The reason for this is that apparently Harry had been pestering his father's staff and his father about security and refuses to believe that his father can't and won't interfere with Rovic decisions. So apparently King Charles had drawn the line and told Harry that he is no longer allowed to call the King and or his active office staff at Buckingham Palace about the security issue anymore, and in fact is indeed not allowed to contact Charles's office staff at Buckingham Palace directly at all anymore, and interfere with their work or waste their time anymore. If he wants to speak to his father, he can call Clarence House when his father is home. It is said, however, that Charles is not too keen on taking his calls, even when at home, because all Harry wants to talk about are his own problems and security. Allegedly, although my contact says this comes second and third hand, Harry can really upset the King, and regardless of the King's health, refuses to cut his father any slack. However, I've heard this from more than one person now, and I must say I'm rather disgusted by it, if it is indeed true. Now, my dearies, I am not going to do a Harry birthday special tomorrow. Yes, I know 40 is a significant birthday, but honestly, Harry gets enough attention from me almost every day. And I remember him being born right up to the rotter he is today. So all I have to say is, may he have a good 40th and all those things, and that is it. Bye-bye, Harry. Go smoke a bong and be happy. Anyway, guys, I see there is some nastiness leaking about Harry and Meghan's American staff, particularly those who had left their employ. Allegedly, Meghan is the boss from hell who stomps about in high heels, have tantrums and screaming fits, and can be nasty enough to make grown men cry. Allegedly, Harry is a little cooler, but mostly goes along with whatever Meghan says and does, and in so doing is totally enabling her. Now, remember the days when Meghan said the bullying allegations from their office in England was a calculated smear campaign? Remember? Well, what is she saying now? The article in the Hollywood Reporter dubs her Duchess difficult and claims that she terrifies and belittles people and that she does not take advice. The article states that she's absolutely relentless and that she marches around like a dictator in high heels. So who's now going to believe that her British staff and her American staff, all 18 or however many had quit on her, are indeed all lying? So, 18 or more people are all wrong and only Meghan is right? That's highly unlikely. Also, remember how even Michael Cole tried to make excuses for Meghan, stating cultural differences as a possible reason Meghan did not get along with her British staff. Well, now with Americans quitting and walking out on her, what possible excuses will they use now? The only reason Meghan is the way she is because she is a narcissist with a severely inflated ego and several other personality defects, and likely some measure of mental illness. She is indeed a nasty piece of work, and I can't wait for the day that an ex-staff member either takes her to court or does a full expose on her. Very few people understand that an NDA, regardless of whatever clauses it contains, is never ever intended to cover up for criminal behavior. Never, never, and under no circumstances. So one day, Meghan will go too far, and with the wrong person. Throwing stuff at someone is indeed assault and a criminal act. So an NDA will not prevent someone from, say, laying a charge against her. Now, I'm only using that as an example. I'm not saying it really happened, but there are rumors about pushing and shoving and throwing things. But I believe that Meghan and Harry's MO is to pay people off and then sign new NDAs. And, the moment those people accept money, or let's call it what it is, a bribe from them, there is no way they can go back and say, lay a charge. But one day, someone will not take the money, or at least I hope so. Anyway, guys, I've decided to pull myself up by my collar and buckle down to get some real work done. I have to tackle the garden. I have to kick some life into this channel, do something about my website, which had stood still for months now. And the Christmas market is in 2 months' time. I have a box full of knitted toys which need to be sewn and stuffed, some handbag dolls' houses which needs to be packaged. And I told my daughter that this Christmas we are doing it properly, and we have each booked a table at the market instead of sharing one again. So there you go. No time to be sick, time to get out there in the fresh air as well and shake off some of that winter weight. My throat is still raw, as you can probably hear, and my daughter has an ear infection, but we are dousing ourselves in vitamins. It's time to get out of this funk. Okay, so as always, please, all of you, Take good care of yourselves until we meet again on the next one. Bye.